You're shopping in Tesco and you grab a Coke Zero, or maybe some sweeteners for your coffee or tea. But here's what you don't know. You are holding something the US FDA banned 55 years ago. They found it caused tumours in laboratory tests, bladder cancer in animals. Britain still sells it freely, on every shelf, in hundreds of products. I spent 2 weeks investigating why we're still exposed to this. What I discovered will shock you. Let me show you what I found. First, I needed to find everything containing this ingredient at Tesco. Tesco Stockwell & Co. Sweetener Tablets. Turn it over. Look at the ingredients. E952. There it is. Hermesetta's Original Sweeteners. Check the back. E952. Grab a Coca-Cola Zero. The UK version contains it. The American version? Different formula entirely. They won't sell it there. Diet Ribena, E952. Sugar-free Tango, E952. Asda Diet Lemonade, E952. Walk over to Sainsbury's, their own brand sweetener, E952. It's everywhere. This single ingredient appears in hundreds of products on British shelves. It's in sweeteners marketed to diabetics. It's in diet drinks aimed at people trying to lose weight. It's everywhere. And the FDA classified it dangerous enough to ban completely. So I started investigating what they found. Researchers at the Wisconsin Alumni Research Foundation were testing artificial sweeteners for long-term safety. They needed to know what happened when people consumed these chemicals day after day, year after year. They fed rats a mixture of cyclamate and saccharin over their entire lifetimes. This wasn't a quick test. This was comprehensive, multi-year research, tracking every health outcome. What they found changed everything. Bladder tumours. Multiple rats developed bladder cancer. The results were undeniable. Photographic evidence of tumour growth. Tissue samples showing malignant cells. Statistical significance that couldn't be ignored. The research reached the FDA. October 1970. Total ban. Immediate. Soft drink manufacturers had 48 hours to stop production. $100 million in inventory destroyed overnight. Tab, Fresca, Diet Right. Every diet soda on American shelves had to be reformulated immediately. Pregnant women were warned against drinking any diet sodas. Diabetics who relied on artificial sweeteners were told to stop. The panic spread across the country. The FDA doesn't ban ingredients lightly. When they see tumors in laboratory animals, they act to protect American consumers. This wasn't a precautionary measure. This was a response to clear evidence of harm. But it didn't stop there. A 1976 study linked cyclamate to testicular atrophy in rats, damaged reproductive organs, reduced fertility. Another study found chromosomal damage in human cells exposed to cyclamate, DNA breaks, genetic mutations, the kind of cellular damage that can lead to cancer. According to toxicology reports, cyclamate metabolizes in your gut. It breaks down into cyclohexylamine. That compound accumulates in tissues, blood, liver, brain tissue. It builds up over time. A diabetic using sweeteners in morning tea, afternoon coffee, evening dessert. Multiple exposures daily. For years. Decades. That's happening in their body. So I called the Food Standards Agency. Why is this still legal in Britain when America banned it 55 years ago? It meets EU safety standards. But here's what disturbed me. They set an acceptable daily intake, 7 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. Why set limits at all if there's no risk? Each Hermesetta's tablet contains approximately 20 milligrams of cyclamate. For a 70-kilogram person, the daily limit is 490 milligrams, about 25 tablets. Someone using sweeteners in tea and coffee throughout the day, plus diet drinks, you're stacking up exposure. And this stuff accumulates. Then I discovered something that made me even more concerned. The manufacturer, Abbott Laboratories, has been trying to get the FDA to reverse the ban since 1982. That's 42 years of lobbying. Why would a pharmaceutical company spend 4 decades fighting to bring back a banned ingredient? Because there's money in it. Serious money. The global artificial sweetener market is worth $8 billion annually. Cyclamate is cheap to produce, far cheaper than aspartame or sucralose. If Abbott could get FDA approval, they'd capture a massive share of the American market. But the FDA has refused, every time. Every petition denied, every appeal rejected. American regulators looked at the evidence, the bladder tumors, the testicular damage, the chromosomal breaks, the tissue accumulation, and they've held the line for 55 years, while Britain and Europe said yes. I wanted to understand the real-world impact, so let me show you exactly who's consuming this every day. Every elderly person trying to be healthy by cutting sugar, every diabetic following medical advice, every weight-conscious person choosing diet options. They're all consuming something America banned after finding it caused tumors. So I kept digging, because something didn't add up here. I needed to understand why Britain allows this when America doesn't. So I pulled up the actual research papers, the regulatory documents, the safety assessments. The European Food Safety Authority conducted comprehensive reviews, not just reading the 1969 study. They analysed thousands of studies, decades of research, human trials, long-term population studies, metabolic research. Their conclusion? Safe. Under a certain limit, 7 milligrams per kilogram of body weight daily. The UK Food Standards Agency reviewed the same body of evidence, same conclusion. Safe, with limits. Set clear regulatory thresholds. Approved for use. Britain and Europe looked at all the evidence, including those 1969 rat tumours, and said, safe, in controlled amounts. Regulate it, set clear limits, monitor consumption. America looked at the same evidence and said, banned completely, zero tolerance, no amount allowed, not 10 milligrams, not 5, not 1. 0. Someone's got this story wrong. Either we're exposing millions of British people to a dangerous ingredient that causes tumours and accumulates in organs, diabetics, elderly people, children drinking diet squash, all of them consuming something that should be banned. Or America banned something safe and has been making their citizens pay 3 to 5 times more for alternative sweeteners for over half a century. Forcing diabetics to spend more, limiting choices, all based on a mistake. One of these regulatory systems looked at the science and got it catastrophically wrong. So I started looking at what the FDA actually approves, what Americans eat every single day, what we banned decades ago because we found it too dangerous. And that's when it all made sense. Let me show you what I found. I started with bread, something we eat every day, something in nearly every meal. In America, bread contains potassium bromate. It's a flour improver, makes bread rise higher, creates a finer texture, gives it that perfect white colour. The UK banned it in 1990, 35 years ago. Why? The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies it as possibly carcinogenic to humans. Studies show it causes kidney tumours and thyroid tumours in rats. It damages DNA. It causes mutations in bacterial tests. Testing in the 1980s found residual bromate remained in baked bread. The industry claimed it converts to harmless bromide during baking. It doesn't. Not completely. It's in 86 different American bread products right now. Wonder Bread, Sara Lee, Goya Rolls, Hormel products. Americans are eating it in their sandwiches every day. Then there's azodicarbonamide, the yoga mat chemical. It's used in plastics, synthetic leather, and shoe soles to make them soft and rubbery. The FDA approves it in flour at up to 45 parts per million as a whitening agent and dough conditioner. The UK banned it completely. Europe banned it. Singapore considers it so dangerous they impose 15 years in prison and $450,000 fines for using it in food. Singapore, one of the healthiest countries in the world, fourth highest life expectancy globally. Why? Because when you bake bread with azodicarbonamide, it breaks down. It forms semicarbazide, which causes tumours in female mice. It forms urethane, which the International Agency for Research on Cancer lists as probably carcinogenic to humans. Americans eat it in McDonald's buns, Subway bread, Little Debbie snacks, Pillsbury products. 725 different products contain it. Your Tesco bread? Look at the ingredients. Flour, water, yeast, salt. That's it. Clean. American bread contains chemicals Singapore will imprison you for using. Then I looked at meat. 80 to 90% of American beef contains growth hormones, 6 different hormones FDA approved. The UK banned beef hormones in 1981. The hormones can't be distinguished from the body's natural hormones in testing. No way to measure it. No way to enforce limits. American pork? Ractopamine, banned in 168 countries, used in 60 to 80% of US pigs, causes hyperactivity, broken limbs, inability to walk, death. It has generated 160,000 adverse event reports to the FDA, more than any other livestock drug in history. One human safety study was shut down early after a participant's heart started racing. Still FDA approved. 97% of American chicken is chemically washed. Chlorine, peracetic acid, various antimicrobials. The UK banned chemical washes in 1997, not because chlorine is immediately dangerous. We banned it because it masks filthy conditions. Chemical band-aid instead of clean farming. Despite the washes, 25% of US cut chicken contained salmonella in 2016. Every major UK supermarket publicly pledged to reject chemically washed chicken. The 2025 UK-US trade deal confirmed. Hormone beef and chlorinated chicken remain illegal here. Want proof they know better? Same brands, different formulas. Fanta Orange. US version, Red 40 and Yellow 6. UK version, Pumpkin and Carrot Extract. McDonald's Strawberry Sundae. US Red 40. UK Real Strawberries. Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Bars. US Red 40, Yellow 6, Blue 1. UK Beetroot, Annatto, Paprika. These companies know natural alternatives exist. They use them for British consumers, not for Americans. The UK requires warning labels on artificial dyes since 2010. May have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. A 2007 Southampton University study proved it. America reviewed the same evidence in 2011, voted against warnings. Insufficient evidence. British children see warnings. American children see nothing. Why? Two different systems. America, generally recognized as safe. Companies self-certify using their own expert panels. So here's what I learned. America banned cyclamate, one ingredient that Europe studied extensively and approved with clear safety limits. Meanwhile, America approves cancer-linked bread chemicals, growth hormones in 80 to 90% of their beef, ractopamine, despite 160,000 adverse events, chemical washes on 97% of chicken. We banned all of that decades ago. Next time you see E952 on your sweetener, remember, which fact shocked you most? Drop a comment and subscribe for more real information supermarkets won't tell you. Thanks for watching.